Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Food Junkie just coming at you with a video this early morning, afternoon. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone had a great week thus far. This is Wednesday, September 30th, and we're in the middle of the week, basically. Hump day for everybody. Um, you saw the title. I'm just gonna keep on started talking. What's not. If you guys come in, y'all come in, and we'll go from there. So, what's up, everybody? The effects of mental slavery. After Let me tell you where this comes from. After the debate last night, the first presidential debate last night, I was just trying to wrap my mind around it. I was trying to wrap my head around it while I was listening to it while I was at work on my earphones. But I was just trying to wrap my mind around it and wrap my head around it. Like, what's really going on? What's really happening right now? Why is it that everyone is doing what they're doing? Why is there the commentary is what it is? I'm just confused by it. And I looked at it as from a black man's perspective, as someone who is looking at it as in, what can I learn from this? Because that's how I look at everything in life. How can I learn from this? How can I get something from this that is tangible for me in my life? How can what is being said, what is being done, how people are not seeing the little dog whistles and gaslighting that was being done yesterday. What's up, Tessie baby? How you doing? And I was just really confused by it. It was really disheartening to see and to listen to and to watch what was happening yesterday. But at the same time, I understood it. I understood why things were being said, why things are being the way it is. And people want to say that, the lesser of two evils. And I said this last night when the president, you know, mentioned the 1994 crime bill. I'm like, okay, well, he mentioned that, but why isn't Biden mentioning the fact that your family has had two or three lawsuits revolving around your family not allowing black people into your apartment buildings? Now, granted, the 1994 crime bill was 26 years ago. And mind you, that whole lawsuit thing within your family was in the late 80s, early 90s. Sorry, 70s or 90s, 70s and 80s, whatever. But the reality is, if people think that Trump is allowed to change and be different and grow, why don't they think that Biden ideas and views could have changed in the past 26 years? And then I started thinking, oh, that's like mental slavery was not. If someone gives you a hint and a hope of freedom, what's up, Miss Queen, baby? How you doing? Latanya, how you doing, sweetheart? And it's like, why don't you think that you're giving this one racist white man a pass and the benefit of the doubt because he's giving you a glimmer of hope? What's up, Sephora, baby? How you doing? Miss Hollis, how you doing, baby? What's that pressure, baby? How you doing? And you're not giving the same benefit of the doubt to this other white man who have made done some things that may have perceived or have been perceived as not the best for black people or people of color, I should say. It's two different situations. One has shown the proclivity of changing their behavior to amend for their wrongs, and one has not shown any type of proclivity of change. Who has self-admitted that he's the same person he was when he was 5 years old, and his behavior dictates and denotes that. His behavior shows that all he does is show temper tantrums and things of that nature. One second, y'all. Hello. Anyways, so one person shows the proclivity of change within 26 years, and the other person has not shown any change or the proclivity of change in the past, saying, several decades. But that's something that, hey, Goddess, baby, how you doing, sweetheart? Hey, Patty W, how you doing, sweetheart? Exactly. It sure was testy, and he didn't discuss that. He didn't discuss that. He didn't touch on that with that. But I can understand why he was kind of like, to me, Biden looked like he was frustrated. He was looking like he was saying, "Why the fuck is this going on? What did I get myself into?" Hey, Shan, how you doing, baby? Biden, I think, had talking points that he wanted to get out, but he wasn't allowed to get those points out. And then it was just all over the place. It was all over the place, and I just went back to, what I'm saying, slave. I mean, um, sorry, I went back to slavery, slavery mentality, or mental slavery was that, because when you have been, this is, I was on Pressure Cookers live earlier before I came live, and I was triggered because I was like, I mentioned the Willie Lynch letters, and a lot of people may not understand what that actually is. So let me explain that really quick. The Willie Lynch letters was written by, actually, it was a speech that was given by slave plantation owner. His name was Willie Lynch, and basically what he said is that if you break the spirit or the mental ability was not of the black people, was not, this will affect them for generations and decades to come. And basically, he said it takes about, I think it's 21 days to break someone, and it takes a lifetime to build them back up. So basically, that was the gist of this Willie Lynch letter. Basically, not saying that. So basically, he was telling other slave owners and plantation owners how to break the spirit and the mental um, ability to think and process things of a black person, and how to basically make them pliable to what you want them to do. And so that's what that letter was about. And so I mentioned that in the Pressure Cookers live, and I'm just like, I started, me, my mind works all kind of what different ways, whatever, what I'm saying. So I started thinking, and I also listening to Deanna's live earlier before I went to Pressure Cookers live this morning, just to see how she said that she was asking questions at this class that she's in for her job, whatever, and no one had the answers, and they expected her to just be quiet and just sit there and go by what they say. Another sign of, saying, slavery. People just want you to just be quiet and go along just to get along. Don't ask questions. Don't, reference. Don't try to make things make sense. Don't, answer me. Don't question and what's not. So all those things was just jumping in my head and just jumping in my head right now, whatever. But it's just like, I don't understand it. I don't get how people don't realize that it's the same methods being used against us. It's the same methods being used that people are being fought for, or so that people are being fallen for. And then we have some of these coon ass tactics of these other black people who think that, oh, because I got a little bit more money in my pocket today, it doesn't, it negates the fact that, I'm not being treated well. And I'd be the first one to admit, I have more money in my pocket and in my bank accounts today than I have had when Obama was in office. But I don't look at that as so and so is doing a good job. I look at it as, okay, well, the the policies and processes that have been put in place by the previous administration has finally started paying off. Has finally started. I'm starting to see the financial benefits of what was put in place previously, and my investments and my other things that I've been doing was not, has started paying off. My quality of life, is it different? No, I still live the same as I did, and still living the same as I did when the previous administration was there. It's just now I just have a little bit more money in my pocket was now because I'm saved. Because actually, and the funny thing is, I think I have more money in my pocket now. I'm not making more money, but I'm saving more because I'm so uncertain to what's going to happen, to what's to where we're moving toward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not spending as freely as I did during the Obama administration or during the previous administration was not. So that could be why I have more money in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't understand that. Oh, well, I have more money in my pocket now. I'm spending more money in my things. But also, when I did my taxes, I had to pay taxes for the first time in years since the previous administration. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I have more money in my pocket now and more money in my accounts was not because I'm saving and I'm holding on to it more so than I did because I'm so unclear of the future of where we're going. I'm not certain that I am going to be able to generate in the way that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, for the long haul. All this quick money that's being given to us was not all this quick things of doing things. I'm not quite sure that can last. So mentally, emotionally was not spiritually, financially, I'm holding back. I'm not out there just throwing money around because I'm not quite sure if it's going to be able to be there. So that's why I probably have more money in my pockets right now than I normally have. But back to the whole slave mentality thing. If you break someone down emotionally and pressure on them, they was talking about this on her live, that seeps into your mitochondrial DNA. That seeps into the mentality of how you feel, how you move, how you operate, how you discuss and digest information. When you've been beat down for 400 plus years, and then after, even then after quote unquote slavery was abolished, you're still being told that you're less than, you're not worthy of, and being treated as such. You're still in that mental slavery mode. You're still in that surviving mode. You know what I'm saying? You're still in that mode of being, you know what I'm saying, let me do what I need to do to make sure that I survive, make sure that my family survives. And as long as you're in that mode and you're not really truly living free, you'll always be stuck there. And I say that to say that's why I act and react the way I do. That's why I live the way I live because um, back to what Deanna was saying that about her job was that whatever. I walk into any place with confidence. I walk through my life with confidence because I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. I know what you know. What I'm saying when I get new appointment was not if I ever get new appointment whatever, I walk in knowing that I know my worth. I know what I bring to this company. I know what I can do. I know how I can do that. And when you have a slave mentality, well, it's not, you don't do that. You're just grateful to get a job. You're just grateful to be there. You're just grateful that someone's talking to you, that someone is giving you an opportunity. While I'm blessed to have opportunity, was not, I also know that I'm marketable. I also know that what I have to offer, what I have to bring, me being food junkie is what helps me be my best self. You know what I'm saying? That and that energy that I have within myself and that mindset that I have for myself was not, it's something that I constantly exude. I don't walk into a place, any place, with my head held down, thinking, "Oh my God, I hope they give me opportunity." No, I walk in with the mindset of, if y'all don't give me opportunity, y'all are the fools. Y'all miss out. Y'all are the ones that's going to not be, you know, blessed with the presence that I have or with the ability that I'm going to bring to this situation. Factory's still not back. Coal mining jobs aren't coming back. So all those things that was promised was not is not coming back. And then, oh well, people may think that, oh well, I have a couple more dollars in my pocket today than I did yesterday, but that doesn't mean anything. The American dollar is losing value across the world. So you having more money in your pocket today doesn't mean anything when the value of our dollar is being depleted or is being brought down. A lot of people don't realize that either was not. We're producing so much more money in this country, but it's also not holding the same value as it did previously. And a lot of people don't connect those things was not. You have someone in office who think that, well, the more money you have, the better you are, which is not always the case. When we're printing so much money and producing so much money, was not the fact that we are not looking at how it is looking on the at a global scale. That's why I always say be a global citizen, be the best citizen person that you was meant to be. A global citizen was not. It's not just about being an American, which I'm proud to be American, love America. Was not. That's not the issue. The issue is, and my statement is that we need to start learning how to be global citizens and not just stuck in this mentality that everything is revolved around us. And it's all just like, it's like saying, oh, like we're just say back to the slave mentality thing. If you are on one plantation, you think that that is the best thing possible because they're giving you the scraps from the dinner table, but not knowing and realizing that there's a whole big world out there that you can actually thrive and survive in and have abundance in. But when you have that mentality that this plantation is the only thing that I have to look for, live for, do for, you don't see that there's a bigger, brighter, broader world with more possibilities and things like that out there for you. And that's what I think that's what we have was not right now is this slave mentality still because we haven't been able to break that chain, that bond, that way of thinking of just being our best selves and knowing that we're enough. It's not enough for someone to tell me, oh, you're this, you're that, this and a third. But it's up to me to actually realize it and recognize it within myself. So therefore, when I do go out there to the world, well, it's not the world sees that. That's why people see me the way they see me, because it's not me looking for them to, you know, tell me who I am, or tell me that I'm good enough, or tell me that I'm blessed, or tell me that I'm whatever, talented, whatever the case may be. I'm happy that people recognize and see the talents that I have, but first I must have been able to see those things first in myself, to be able to produce them and put them out there with that for the world to see. And if you don't see it with that, that's not my issue. I know they're there. I know that there is there. You know what I'm saying? I know what I have to offer people, what's not. Oh, mm, right. You should exactly, Tessie. But I think that let me. How can I say this was not without? Um, I think that I'm not giving Biden the pass on his performance yesterday. But what my advice as a strategist for Biden would have been is don't play his game. And I think that Biden was caught in between being thrown off track by all the interruptions and also trying to play that Trump game. I think that that threw Biden off. And when he prepped for this next one that they come against in a week, whatever, or I think it's a week and a day, whatever the case may be, um, he needs to work on sticking to his talking points, sticking to what it is that is being asked of him, and showing us as a country, was not as a people, you know what I'm saying, what his plan is to move this country forward. He needs to be able to intertwine the digs that he have about Trump and what Trump has done based on Trump's history and his performance thus far with what his plan is and how they differ. How his vision is to move the country forward, while Trump's is to take the country back to where it is, where it was previously. Exactly. The fact that you would have put a Tessie, you would have put a Rick Reed on Trump. You would have put a Rick Reed on Trump, Tessie. Hit him with the facts of his life. Yeah, and he was definitely sidetracked. He was definitely sidetracked. He was definitely trying to play Trump's game. That in your face, rah, rah, rah situation was that. And that's not who Biden is. Really, Biden is a soft spoken. He has that side to where he can get in your ass if he wants to, or at least he did when he was younger. But he was trying to do that too much. He was not sticking to the facts and to the goal at hand. The goal at hand was to discredit and to embarrass Trump. That was what my goal would have been. Hit him with the facts, hit him with the numbers, hit him with his low ratings was not. Listen, hit him with all the things that he done previously. Hit him with the evasion of taxes, only paying $700 some a year in taxes. Hit him with those things was not. That has been proven. That has been something that hit him with those things, showing him how corrupt he is. How his daughter is taking a $700,000 consulting fee while still working for the White House was not. All those things like that show the corruption, show the fact that he is not what it is that he say he is, or actually show the fact that he is who he say he is. You know, yeah, he definitely became distracted by the rah rah rah, and that's why he kept looking like a deer in headlights at some times. I'm like, Biden, get your shit together. You know what you're talking about. You've been doing this for shit 30, 40 decades was not. Go back to that. And then when Trump hit him with, you know, well, your son took money from the and yeah, and you still make your goods in China. You and your family make your goods in China. So, but all this China talk you're doing was not. Let's talk about where your clothes is manufactured from. You know what I'm saying? Let's not sit here and try to point blame and do stuff was not about families was not. Well, this is not about families. This is about the policies that is going to move this country forward. You know, exactly. The pandemic, how you handle that. Let's talk about the fact that you said that it's going to be quick and easy was not that what you told the American public, but yet in side conversations and back conversations was not. You're telling you know that it's worse than what it actually is. Why? Who is account for all the deaths in this country based on the pandemic? Because you chose to pull away the policies and procedures that the previous administration did because you don't like the previous administration. So your ego has taken you to a point to where you have caused the citizens of this country to be harmed, to be affected in a negative way, in an adverse negative way, because you didn't like what someone did personally on the previous administration. So you took away the policies and procedures in place that actually could have helped and prevented or either slowed down or knocked out what's going on. You know, and the question about the environment was not you um, defunded the EPA. And when they go, oh, I want clean, clear water and air. Hell, we all want that. What policies are you going to put in place to effectively get that? What you did actually was take away the measurements that does all that. And to me, like I said, that's all part of the slavery. I mean, the slavery mentality was that because people don't realize that. And then when I heard people commenting on this topic after the debate, I'm like, you sound stupid as you look. Shut up talking. People just think because they can articulate things and verbalize things in a way that may work was not. It doesn't work when you think and look behind what's being said. It doesn't work when you have the mental capacity and ability to actually look beyond what is being said and actually hear what is being said. And I think a lot of people yesterday wasn't hearing what was being said and was not hearing what not and what and was not hearing what was not being said. And I've heard, and I told you guys, I hear what you don't want me to hear, and I see what you don't want me to see. And a lot of things that was going on yesterday was just trickery and deflection. And Biden wasn't picking up on that. I would have, as his debate strategist or debate prep person, I would have told him, stay focused. And I would have had someone interrupting with some nonsense that doesn't make sense. I would have had someone attacking me personally with personal things was not while I'm trying to debate someone was not. That's how I would have prepared for this debate with Trump. Because I was in debate class growing up, whatever. Although with my speech impediment was not, I still never lost a debate because I had the facts in check. I had my mental ability to, saying, what's the word I'm looking for? To be able to differentiate between what is the goal at hand, what point I'm trying to prove, what point I want to make, and put the distractions aside. That's why I'm so able to not be bothered by what goes on here on YouTube because you can't get into my mind mentally. No one can. You can't just say anything you want to say. Let's talk about Trump's. Exactly. Right. Exactly, Tessie. The high risk loans at Deutsche Bank. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to talk about that. But let's talk about it. In the words of Tracy, We the people want to know. We the people want to know about that. Eh, Right. You talk about my son's financial thing or how he was on drugs and whatever. Yes, as we all know, and the thing is how I would have stumped Trump on that whole drug thing about his son. I would say, as we all know, this country has been in an pa- um, pandemic for a while now, opioid crisis for a while now. Just so happens my son wasn't someone who was able to avoid that. He also got that as well based on XYZ. You know what I'm saying? See, I would have ran from was I would have answered that question was not, and then I would have went back to, but let's talk about what you've done and what you choose to hide from us. Have you been able to, you told how he made money with so. Have you paid back your loans yet from the bank? You know what I'm saying? So I would have been able to weave those things within that conversation and within that debate seamlessly was not that would have floored Trump and had him looking more more constipated than he already did. Because he looked constipated. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't ready. He would have been ready for me. Sassy. He would have been ready for you, baby. But yeah, it's just that I just think that us as a people, as a black people, as that who have the same slave incentives that we looking like, okay, who's gonna make us win? Was that supposed to think about? Okay, granted, I'm black all day. I'm not. You know what I'm saying I am, not pro-black. I'm for blacks. You know what I'm saying that's the big difference because pro-black means you're gonna eat and swallow everything a black person gives you and tells you. That's not what I do. I'm a critical thinker. I am an independent person. Was not just happens to be black, but I am for blacks, which means that if you are a black person who makes sense, who have common sense, who have critical thinking skills, have the ability to articulate yourself in a way that I can understand and disseminate information that helps everyone as a whole, as a humankind, I'm for that. Everything is not going to be just for black people. My thing is, if you're not harming black people, I'm for you. If you're not putting measures in place that is going to affect black people in an adverse, negative way, I'm for you. But if you think that I'm just going to be for you because you're black or because you have something to put, I'm saying, money in my pocket was not, that's stupid. Yesterday I heard someone, an ignorant person, and y'all don't know who it is, but an ignorant person talk about, well, um, you know, reparations was not, and if it was going to be the 40, was it called the 40 acres and a mule thing, if that was going to be put into dollar signs today, it would be like $300,000. And then say that well, if that happened, whatever, black people was not wouldn't be um, able to handle that because they would be buying up stuff like it is. But think about it. That's just not black people. Was not. That's anybody. Look at all the money that has been given out since this pandemic that happened. But yet people still chose to eat a certain way, live a certain way, was not, and not pay their bills. And then now they want people to be upset you because there's not a second stimulus or it's not or whatever happened with the extra unemployment money that people was getting, whatever, you know what I'm saying? They want people to feel sorry for them because they're going to be evicted. No, if you would have saved your money properly, if you would have spent your money properly and put yourself on a budget, everybody, you wouldn't be in this situation. You wouldn't be worse now than you were at the beginning of the pandemic, especially if you was getting unemployment, that stimulus unemployment, and plus the stimulus check as well. They were printing money and handing it out like monopoly money for the past 6 months or so. Why is it that you chose not to do the right thing with your money? And now you want more money so you can still continue to do the wrong thing. And that goes across the board. Not just black people was not, but the white people, the Asian people, the Hispanic people was not. Everybody who received those benefits was whatever. You know what I'm saying? And people who's being evicted from their places. I'm sorry, I can't feel sorry for you. I don't care how many kids you have. I don't care what your family situation is. I can't feel sorry for you. And call me an asshole, call me whatever you want to call me, whatever. But it is what it is. If you can't manage, was it what was the money? Was it $600 extra a week? If you can manage $2,400 was not extra above your unemployment that you are getting, why should I feel sorry for you because you're being evicted now? And if you had a place that allowed you or that cost you $2,500 a month, I don't see how where you could be living. But people out there getting hair done, getting nails done, buying clothes, buying shoes, out to eat just willy nilly was not acting like, saying, it's all about you. No, I can't feel sorry for that. And that's another part of the slave mentality. You think that, because you have it today. That's why I said I have more money in my pocket now than I because I went on a strict budget. I know y'all see me eating good, was not, but I eat good. I'm always gonna eat good. You know what I'm saying? But that food that I ate on Sunday or Monday was lunch yesterday and will be lunch today. I know how to be broke or poor, but still have a pocket full of money. I know how to live a lifestyle that is conducive to my income. Financial literacy, you're right. You're right. Yeah, testing people on here crying over stimulus checks was not. Oh, we're gonna get my next stimulus. I'm not gonna get stimulus. Was not. Da, da. Oh, I get food stamps. Like things. That's I don't get that mentality. That's another part of the whole slave mentality to me was not because you're wanting someone to take care of you. You're wanting to do nothing positive for yourself out there working for yourself was not trying to be better and better your life was not for the future. But yeah, you want somebody to give you something. I just don't get it, y'all. Call me crazy. Call me silly. I don't know. That's not how I live my life. And that's why I think that a lot of people don't like me because I am someone who is, saying, for the most part, I know, well, for the most part, I know who I am. But also, I try to live a life that's conducive for me. I don't try to impress people while it's not. You may be impressed by what I have or what I got or how I get certain things, whatever, but that's not my goal. My goal isn't to try to impress you. My goal isn't to try to, you know, make you jealous based on what I do and how I do it was not. No, I don't have much. I don't have much at all. But I have enough and I have the mental capacity to make do with what I have. I'm not asking for anything. I don't want anyone to just hand me anything, what's not. But if you hand it to me, I will accept it if I want it. But other than that, I'm not trying to do that, whatever. And I know my worth. I don't have that slavery mentality. I'm not stuck there. I recognize the pain. I recognize the issues. I recognize the trauma. I recognize how we as a people mentally will be stuck somewhere if we don't make the conscious effort to get help and to move forward. But I'm not personally stuck there. I see we as a people are stuck there, but I'm saying? Not everyone is still there. Just because I say we don't mean that I'm saying that everyone is still stuck in the same place. I do believe that people are at different phases and aspects of that. Saying? Because while I say I'm not there, I still recognize it, understand it, and am a part of it was not and feeling the ramifications of it. So in essence, I'm still there as well. We need to be able to recognize these things. We need to be able to look at these things that we've experienced in our life, not only just us, but us as a people that experience was not, and use that to propel us forward. And like someone said in Precious Live, earlier, stop looking for someone to save us. Stop looking for the white people to get on board to what we need to do, what we want them to do. Start being able to stand on your own. Start being able to verbalize what you want and how you want to be treated. If not just verbally, with that, just carry yourself in a way. Like I said, no one will ever will say, "Oh yes, he is someone who's weak and who's just going to go by just to get by." No. If I have a question, I have a question. If I have something I need to say, something to do. If it doesn't work for me, I won't do it. I don't care if I'm being employed with somebody or not. I'm marketable, and I let them know that every day. I'm marketable. I can go anywhere and get a job. I can go anywhere and have a career. If I chose to, I can go anywhere and make the money I make here and be okay, because I know how to budget myself based on what I'm making. So if I make more than this, I'll be okay. If I make less than this, I will be okay. You're not going to hold me hostage. You're not going to hold me, what I'm saying, down, thinking that, I am, you know, beholding to you and only you. No, I don't have a split mentality. I'm not staying on one plantation and thinking that, saying it's the best thing ever because I'm getting some crumbs and some little snacks here and there. I'm definitely an individual who understand that I must move forward. I must go out there and seek and search and look at other options and things to find what's best for me. Exactly. Exactly. Making good money, but yet not having financial literacy to where you understand that, you need to have more money coming in than you have going out. You have these fancy cars, these big homes, all these expenditures while it's not out there, but yet you're working to pay these bills. You're not working because you want to work or because you want to stack up more money. You're working just to pay those bills off. You're working to pay off that lifestyle that you have. Hmm. Yeah, and the whole, I mean, how can I help you if I'm struggling too? If I'm helping you, but I'm struggling at the same time, there's no help because if I lose my job, we all done for. Or if I'm helping you out as a family member or whatever, and you get into some hard times, they got to bail you out. Well, it's not that could put me into bad times, which means that everyone is going to be suffering. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't feel guilty. I mean, I help out people that I want to help out. Was not funny thing is that my husband was just talking to his brother yesterday, and his brother was saying that one of their aunts, um, you know, keep asking for money, and that asking for money not for emergency stuff or stuff that you need, stuff like your cell phone bill or your cable bill, stuff like that. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, well, I asked him what did he do. He like, well, he didn't give it to her. I'm like, well, did she ask you for money? He's like, well, no, she don't ask for money. I'm like, good, because the answer will be no. I had an aunt who was saying not doing well, but yet making bad financial decisions, but asking me for money. No. The answer is no. And she cussed me out in like 3 text messages. Well, it's not. I'm like, okay, baby, stop calling me. And I blocked your number. You're not gonna get mad at me because I am doing what I'm supposed to do, and you are not, and you're mad because I'm not gonna bail you out. No, I can't do that. You know, I don't have much, but the little bit that I have, I need to make sure that it's gonna last me and my family and my household for the duration of whatever this is going to be, because we don't know how long this is going to be. We don't know what's going on with this pandemic. We don't know what's happening with the election and how things are going to be. We don't know if we don't know what's going on. Right now, we are in uncertain times. I know it may seem like everyone is all willy nilly, Philly was not, but these are really uncertain times. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on, and you will not be having me struggling. You will not be having me living, hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. That would not be happening, not over here. As long as I got air in my body and God has blessed me to wake up in right mind and right body every day. No, I work to maintain what I have and to help it grow. That's why I work every day. That's why I work the hard the way I work. You will not just be having me up here, thinking that I'm more than someone else was not, but yet eating noodles, warming up burgers and stuff. Nope. I'm gonna live how I want to live, and clearly I'm on a budget that fits me, that helps and works for me. The reason why I cook so much food is that I can take a plate to work for lunch 1 or 2 days, and then I can buy on lunch, for the other couple of days. Prepare myself mentally. Financially was not. I don't have time for that nonsense. And you won't catch me having a slave's mentality, you know. But we need to definitely be watching out for what people are saying, and what I think that based on the debate yesterday was not. I don't think it was. I think it was an embarrassment. It really was. It was tragic, but I think that it was definitely something that you can learn from. You can definitely learn from what happened yesterday. You can definitely learn from the mentalities of the two different men that was up there speaking. I referenced it to someone at work that it was like watching two old men in the park playing chess, arguing over what move was the best move, what move someone else did. That's what I equated that debate to yesterday. Two old men in the park arguing over a game of chess or checkers. That's what I equated it to. Because really, some of Biden's policies, he did mention, Trump didn't mention any policies to me. And my thing is, people want to look like, if you're looking at that for the roast and the gags, you're watching it for the wrong thing. If you're looking at what happened yesterday to see who let who have it, who roasted who drugged who clowned who saying read who, you're looking at it for the wrong thing. You should be looking at it, trying to listen to see who have the best policies to move this country forward, to move us forward as a people, as a country, as a collective group. That's why you should be looking at these presidential debates and these type of things. You shouldn't be looking for who had the best reads, who had the best roasts, who had the best drags. That's stupid. We do that here on YouTube every day. But when people who's going to be moving this country and speaking for us as a people, as a nation, you should be looking for them to have some policies, some decorum, some the ability to be able to articulate themselves and express themselves about what they feel like they need to do in order to move this country forward. That's what you should be looking for, not for the nonsense and the BS and the bullshit. I don't want to be entertained at a debate. I want to be informed. If I happen to be entertained in the process, that's one thing. But I want to be informed. I want you to tell me what it is. What is your vision for this country? What is your vision for the future? What is your vision for moving forward? Now, if it happens to be entertaining, that's one thing. But I'm not going to watch a debate for entertainment. I think that we are so caught up on being entertained all the time, opposed to being informed. What's up, babies? How you doing, Sabrina? You know what I'm saying? Stop worried about being entertained. Start worried about being informed. That's the problem that we have, especially people here on YouTube. They all want to be entertained all the time. Shit, find your own entertainment. Entertain yourself. He sure did. He sure did. The whole, well, forest management. Okay, and I would have asked, forest management, what does that look like? Will you keep throwing out these little key phrases and these little terms was not? What does it look like? What does forest management look like? There's millions of acres out there was not. You expect people to go out there with rakes and just wake up. And where are we going to put this rubbish? Where does the rubbish go that we rake up from the forest floor? And so what you're saying is that every day, because those of y'all who have yards or what's now with trees in your yards, how often do you have to rake up the leaves? So you think, well, so what you're saying is that we should have forest management that so every so often, every day or every week or so, people should just in mass group pull out their rakes and go raking up things. And where are we going to put all this rubbish? Where does the rubbish go? Where does the broken tree limbs and all that stuff go? Where does the even if you break it down to mulch or break it down to saying anything else, where does all this stuff go? I'm just saying. Anyways, y'all, I was just triggered earlier, and I just had to come out here and speak on what was in my mind, in my head, in my heart, whatever. I hope you guys having a great day. I need to get myself ready to run some errands before I get ready for work. I'll be in these streets watching you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you haven't liked the video already, please like the video on the way out. This is your boy Food Junkie. Once again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for loving me. But as always, it's not important that I love you guys. It's more important that you love yourself. You love someone else. you respect yourself, and you definitely respect someone else. And please, you guys, don't listen to me or anyone else to make your decision about what you need to do about this voting thing. All I want you to do is vote, but be educated and informed on who you're voting for, and make sure that the vision that they have is to move us forward as a country, as a people, and help us be the best global citizens that we were meant to be. Until next time, you guys, y'all have a great day. This is your boy Food Junkie, and I will talk to y'all later. Until next time, y'all, peace.